In this video, we are talking about the physiology of the reproduction in case of Fasciola hepatica. So students, this is the diagram of the reproductive system of this animal. And if I zoom in into this particular diagram, so you can very well see that here we have the Lauder's canal. So this is the particular canal which is responsible for the receiving of the sperms. So I'll be talking on the fertilization process, that there can be both cross and self type of fertilizations in case of Fasciola hepatica. So I'll be taking up the function of this Lauder's canal. So in the previous lecture, when we were discussing the reproductive system of Fasciola, so I have told you that Lauder canal is receiving the sperms. So this is opening on the dorsal side of Fasciola hepatica. So this is the main function of Lauder's canal over here. Now, first of all, I would like to go with the process of the fertilization in Fasciola hepatica. So first of all, the view is that both types of fertilizations can occur in Fasciola hepatica. The very first type is the cross type of fertilization, and the second type is the self fertilization. So both types of fertilizations, they have been seen in the case of Fasciola hepatica. Now if we take the very first view that cross fertilization occurs in the Fasciola hepatica, then what is the mechanism of this cross fertilization? Now in this particular view, what happens that the cirrus, this is the cirrus, and it is opening on the male genital aperture. So this is the male genital aperture. So I am again zooming in into this particular structure. So if you see this part, this is the genital atrium, in which you have the male genital aperture opening out, and this is the aperture from which the semen, they are thrown out. So sperms are coming out of the male genital aperture. So this is the particular organ which is, you can say, sending the sperms into the other Fasciola hepatica. So if we take, this is the Fasciola hepatica number 1, in which we are taking the sperms. So the sperms, they are stored in the seminal vesicle here, and then they go through the prostatic duct, then they go to the ejaculatory duct, and from the ejaculatory duct they are coming out from this male genital pore. Now what happens that the male genital pore, or the cirrus of first Fasciola hepatica, it is pouring, it is transferring the sperms into the Lauder canal of the second Fasciola hepatica. So students, this is the main thing, that this Lauder's canal, which we have discussed right now, this Lauder canal is receiving the sperms of the other Fasciola hepatica. So this is the first view. And what happens if it is receiving from the other Fasciola hepatica? So the cirrus of this Fasciola hepatica will be giving the sperms to the other Fasciola hepatica. So that is a kind of mutual sharing, that the cirrus of one is giving sperms to the Lauder canal of the second, and the cirrus of two is giving sperms to the Lauder canal of the first. So this is a kind of mutual sharing of sperms, and this is the cross fertilization process. And if we go for the second type of fertilization, this is in the same individual. So what happens here is that the sperms from the male genital aperture, by the help of the serous, they are given simply into the female genital pore. So it is in between the same fasciula hepatica. So they are given simply into the female genital pore. So what happens that sperms from here, the male genital pore, they will be given into the female genital pore, and these sperms will enter into the uterus and they will be going down. So this is the process. So they are going down into the uterus and they will be reaching the lower parts. So that is again the next process that when they will be reaching the uterus, they will be going down. So they will go down the uterus. So by going down, they are reaching this particular part. So they go here. So they are reaching very close to the oviduct. So if you see here, this is the oviduct. So oviduct is carrying the eggs from the ovary, and sperms are coming to the terminal part of the oviduct. So here the fertilization occurs. So this is the case of self-fertilization.